leaders, my sisters, who I know very well and getting to know better, my brothers, who I am so very fond of and have an opportunity to look in these handsome faces.
That's right.
And to all of the good-looking men that are sitting in the audience, how y'all doing? Let me say this to you, that when you get to this part of the program, a lot of times your work has already been done, because our brother gave the history and legacy of Brother Randolph in such a way, with such Sigma pride, that I won't attempt to do what has been prepared for me to do by Sister Jan, and I know you're out there, Jan, so forgive me for not using all of your hard work, because I think our brother did an excellent job of introducing to some and reacquainting to others the history and legacy of Brother Randolph. I think I will choose to brag just a little bit this morning, if that's all right with you all. That's all right? Well, I've had the privilege of being with you for a few days during your centennial celebration. I came and I thought my heart was full when I got an opportunity to sit right over here and watch Sister Shirley Caesar tear up this room. She was shouting and dancing and doing everything all around here, but guess what? The Sigma brothers were moving just as well as she was and doing their thing, because as was said earlier, keeping the presence of God in the midst is always a sign for success. So it was a pleasure to be here on the evening when you brought the Lord into your centennial celebration from the very onset. Delta, who many of you know, I'm sure, was moving all over this entire conference during the course of that evening. But I saw even she take a pause and look around as the Spirit filled this room. I had an opportunity on last evening to be with you as well. Now, how many of you came to the Frankie Beverly celebration last night? You're lifting them hands like, oh Lord, have mercy, my head is still hurt. But it was quite a pleasure last night to see everyone just kind of being friendly and having a good time, right? Some of you I did not know could move that well. Even me in my old crotchety way got up when joy and pain hit it. And I had to do a little something too, you know, because it was feeling real good in this room. But the thing that makes me feel best is whenever I go, I can look at my Randolph family, who, for whatever reason, and God bless you for it, they show up and show out each and every time. So to you who are Sigmas and to you who are Zetas, I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to some of my A. Philip Randolph family, some of our young folk, some of our folk that are not quite so young, but carrying on the legacy of your brother, your fellow Sigma, in doing the service work that he laid the foundation for. So with the A. Philip Randolph delegation that's here this morning, please rise. From North Carolina, from Washington, from Maryland, from Virginia, from all over, who came by train, they came in here this morning to say thank you. Thank you so very much for showing up. Thank you so much. That outrageous orange that you see, that's the orange that shows up from the Tar Heel state of North Carolina. Yeah. Now they want to make sure that the critters that are in North Carolina that stand on the opposite side of all of the principles that Randolph stood for understand that they are here, they are ready to fight, and they come in all ages, shapes, and sizes. So there's nothing that they can do to tear that spirit down or to keep our fire from burning. Right. North Carolina, I salute you for what you do. Y'all some bad brothers and sisters over there. Some bad brothers and sisters over there. Now, among your own ranks are several APRI activists. Last night, as I saw people partying in the floor, I saw Brother Don Hightower. I'm not sure if he's in the room right now, but there he is. He's an officer from California for A. Philip Randolph Institute. Stand, Don, please. way from California here to celebrate this centennial. Our roots are deep. Our pride for Sigma is sincere. You can be a friend to just about anyone, but you have to have trust and believe in what they do. The founders took that step forward and laid the groundwork. But the rest of what you do organizationally, both the Sigmas and the Zetas, speaks to an element of trust from the work that you do. And we have come to learn to trust who you are. Now, trust is a peculiar thing, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna digress just for a minute. Is that all right with you? When I was married about 2 years, I guess, I went to my husband and said to him, baby, I'm a trade unionist. I need some money to take a trip to North Carolina because we were organizing J.P. Stevens. He looked at me with the most gorgeous eyes you could imagine and said, baby, I don't have any money. The money doesn't come until Friday. It was Tuesday, so I said, that's all right. You know, when you get a chance, send me something down in North Carolina because I don't have any money either. Well, then he left and went to the bathroom to take a shower, but he hooked his pants over the door on his way to the bathroom. Now, as those pants hung on the door, I was attempting to close it just a little bit, and that britches fell on the floor. I'm a country girl. I'm from South Carolina, all right? And when they fell on the floor, I'm gonna clean up after my husband. I picked the pants up and the wallet fell out of it.
Right.
As that wallet fell open, right, sister, you feeling me, right? As that wallet fell open, there sat the prettiest $50 bill I had ever seen. So I had determined very early in the marriage that my husband was going to be an honest man. He said he didn't have any when I asked him, and when I left home, he was an honest man. He didn't. And after 43 years, he couldn't ask me for that $50 because he said he didn't have none when I talked to him. But unlike the story he gave me, the story that I continue to get from this brotherhood is one of sincerity and support. You said from the very beginning, Brother Womack described the meeting when your leadership, not one president, but several, I felt real important that day, came over to our office to meet with me. I'm the brand new green president, first female, the whole 9 yards, standing there having these fine, distinguished men come into the office to tell me about the partnership, the relationship that we were going to have. And they committed. And every day since the first day that Sigma said they would be there, they have been there with their support, they have been there with their trust, they have been there and honored their word. So I say to you, with all sincerity, thank you, and I am proud of you. Now, the history that was talked through this morning is one that we share all over the country. Although not Sigmas and not Zetas, the women inside of APRI are many various sororities, many various facets of who they are, as are the men. The one thing that we are, and your title of unity certainly fits that, is a unified force for social justice, not social services. And that is clearly what the purpose of the organization was to be. We stand on the shoulders of many, each of us, no matter what we do on them paying jobs, right? But the ones that get us our strong backs and our strong minds are the ones that settle our souls and the ones that build our spirit. We get that from the social fraternities, the social sororities, the organizations that teach us where our humbleness comes from. I watched your national president, Brother Mason, the other night when he was surprised with a lapel pin with diamonds on it. Now, I was real proud. I was like, ooh, they're giving him bling bling. And it was gorgeous. But watching his face and the expression of true humility as he accepted that pin, not for himself. This is the measure of good character. Not for himself, but for the men of Sigma and the sisters of Zeta, for the work that they have done. You could see the honesty in his face and the pride for that kind of work being recognized. It wasn't about him. It was about the work. And that's what it's all about. It was about the work. And to him, Brother Mason, I know that there's a lot that's going on right now. I saw C.T. Vivian in the hallway earlier. We chatted just a little bit. So I know that you've got those kinds of meetings going on while this one is going on. I don't see President Mason right now, but I see somebody pointing. Is he here? Oh, I was trying to talk good about him while he wasn't here. But I tell you what, with a leader like that, the pathway is clear. The purpose is strong, and the destination is still the same. So that arc that bends toward justice is being bent by the strength and the intellect of someone with the caliber of your three founders. It gave me such great pleasure to reacquaint myself with the fact that your founders did not care about the family that folk came from as a criteria, did not care about the wealth that folk came from as a criteria, did not care about how light or hot dark you was, like some others, as a criteria for your foundation of membership. Didn't even care if you had peasy hair, straight hair, or good or bad hair, some folk used to call it, but that you had it in here, inside, to do the work that was designated for your purpose. I see some of my APRI family still arriving. I'm proud of y'all. I am so proud of y'all. That's outrageous orange, and North Carolina's still getting up in here. So we will be here for you and with you until you come to the end of what you are celebrating your 100th year. And I was told that you don't have to be eternal to be profound. All I needed to do this morning was to say thank you. And I'm saying that on behalf of the 156 chapters in 36 states of the A. Philip Randolph Institute around this country, on behalf of its national board, chapter presidents, and leadership in each of its chapters. And I sit and I look at a number of unions that are represented among those folks that are seated there. And my good sister Melanie Campbell is also among the mix seated there. As we talk about work going forward, it's a good feeling to know that as we fight, the brace that's behind our back, at our side, and in front of us are the men of Sigma. Thank you all so very much.